100,000 teenagers under age 21 die from car crashes, murders, and suicides that involve drinking, this frightening statistic is just one piece of evidence that proves how dangerous underage drinking can be. Some of us have friends who drink too much. How would we feel if they ended up being a part of this statistic? This is why I believe that the U.S. government should not mandate that the drinking age be lowered. Mandate means to make the current law, or to command. Despite arguments from many people who believe that the drinking age should be lowered to 18, I think that teens will be more likely to get drunk frequently and cause more car crashes, do poorly in school, and suffer from depression and even brain damage. Drinking affects many teens who are still maturing and growing. It also causes accidents and even death. First of all, if the drinking age is lowered to 18, there will be more car accidents by teens driving drunk. Teenagers tend not to think about their future and neglect planning for a designated driver after they drink. And without a designated driver, they would end up driving drunk. While one drinks alcohol, he or she does not know how drunk he or she is. No one can tell if one's blood alcohol concentration has gone from 0.05%, which is a fairly normal level, to 0.08%, which means a person is intoxicated. When someone drinks alcohol, it slows down the person's reflexes and makes the person think he or she is capable of driving even after drinking. Some states that have lowered the drinking age say that there had been an increase of alcohol-related crashes, Massachusetts being one of them. You can easily become addicted to alcohol, and anything that requires concentration and coordination, like driving, is dangerous when you have a drink. Here is an example of what can happen when teenagers drink too much. This happened on December 4, 2004 at 3 p.m. in Warrensburg, Illinois. 2 teenagers were killed. The older of the 2 boys, who was then 16, was driving a Chevy sedan over 100 miles per hour on a country road, and the car flew over a creek, hit an embankment, and the car flipped over in a field. The boy was intoxicated. A similar tragedy occurred in Buena Park, California, on December 19, 2010 at 5:30 a.m., which was not too long ago. A 17-year-old Oxford Academy senior, Douglas Uselton, and his father, Stephen Uselton, were killed by an 18-year-old drunk driver, Rafael Lopez. The father and son were parking in front of the school campus to meet the son's classmates for a speech and debate tournament, and Rafael Lopez ran a red light and struck the Uselton's car at a high rate of speed. Like most drunks, Rafael Lopez had minor injuries while the son and the father was killed. It is very sad and heartbreaking that an innocent boy who had such a bright future ahead of him, and a father who had just driven his son to a speech and debate tournament, to get killed by a careless and irresponsible 18-year-old who could have made a better decision that day. Another reason why the drinking age should not be lowered is because teens who drink will have a higher chance of performing poorly in school. They would not be able to concentrate in class and would not be able to work, which means they probably drink at night and stayed up late, and at school they would be really tired and hungover. They would start caring less about their schoolwork and want to drink and party all the time, and not want to study. At age 18, teens' bodies are still growing and maturing, and drinking can affect their health. Suicide is the 3rd leading cause of deaths, and teens who drink alcohol will become easily depressed, and when they're depressed and drink alcohol, they're likely to commit suicide. Drinking affects the teens' brains and can lead to permanent brain damage. This is the cerebral cortex. Drinking interferes with thought processes and leads to potentially poor judgment. It also depresses inhibition and blunts the senses. That's the cerebellum. Overuse of alcohol causes muscle movements to become uncoordinated. Drinking also affects the hypothalamus and the pituitary gland by depressing the nerve centers and affects the urine excretion. It prevents the kidneys from reabsorbing enough water, and therefore the kidneys produce more urine. That's the medulla. And the overuse of alcohol makes the person feel sleepy and can also make the person feel unconscious. After all this, you can probably see how much alcohol affects the body. You will not want to end up with a problem like these, do you? The U.S. government should reinforce that the drinking age is 21. We should all respect and obey the law. Remind your peers or tell someone you know that they should not be drinking under age 21. At age 18, teens are not old enough to make wise decisions about drinking alcohol. They may very well perform poorly at school if they drink, and their bodies are still maturing, so drinking will greatly damage their health. Teenage drinking is a serious problem, especially for all of us, because we are the age group below 21. Start spreading the word about the dangers of drinking alcohol. Waiting until you are 21 to drink will benefit you and everyone else. It will benefit you because your health will not be as damaged and you will be less likely to drink irresponsibly. And it will benefit everyone else because there will be less car accidents and deaths. So start spreading the word about not drinking alcohol when underage. Thank you.